Gamefam, what are they up to today?
I talked about Gamefam wasn't in good light, and it still isn't in good.
So I feel like I don't even need to give an introduction as to who Gamefam is. Literally every single YouTuber has talked about them at this point, and we all kind of know them synonymously as one of the worst development studios on Roblox. And not only have YouTubers talked about them, but the United States government stepped in because they weren't paying their employees properly and telling their employees to not talk about their past. And they're still trying and pushing really hard to be on the platform, but people are just, they're simply not having it, man. It's hard to recover from that. And to be frank with you, I really don't even think much else needs to be said about Gamefam.
From having a terrible history with their workers and completely destroying their reputation, Gamefam is now known on Roblox as the company that does not pay their workers. And I don't stress on saying that, by the way. Their reputation is in the graves. They even had to close the replies on their newer tweets so you wouldn't hate on them. As you can see on the replies of their older tweets, this one even got more replies than the likes of the tweet. It's time to take things easy by paying your developers for the weekend. Jump into hashtag pay your developers RB for a fun and chill experience where you pay your developers. It doesn't get any easier than this. Hashtag Roblox. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Gamefam's reputation is in the grave, but how exactly did we get here? I'm going to be walking you through their history, the drama, and how this can potentially be solved.
A whole bunch of turbulence.
Gamefam was founded back in 2019 and was originally supposed to be a company about Rocket League. This later changed as their focus shifted to Roblox, which their reason was for that Roblox is truly the metaverse for this generation. It has a very instinctive and immersion to it. And if you didn't know, that's basically the code word for saying they love money. The company had a dream and also described themselves as the professional game publishing company on Roblox. And so in 2020, Gamefam opened their first game on Roblox called Hot Wheels. If you didn't realize it already, they basically changed their Rocket League ideas into Roblox one. Gamefam would then go on to release multiple games over the courses of 2020 to 2022, and then on April 2022, they would go on to partner with Sega and release Sonic Speed Simulator. And to this day, it remains to have one of the largest launches, getting 7 million visits and 275,000 concurrent plays in the first week of its release, further going on to reach 500 million visits a couple of months later.
A whole bunch of turbulence. Everybody strap your seatbelts.
Our story with the drama surrounding Gamefam begins with one of the workers of the company speaking out about their experience with the company. In the tweet, he speaks up about how much they underpay their workers. Some 3D artists like me are paid $17 an hour with a salary of $30K a year. In this industry, most of the standards is at least $35 an hour with a salary of $75K. He explains further into this by saying that it was a huge struggle for him because he was mandated to update Sonic Speed Simulator every week, which took a toll on his mental health. He also had to take care of his dad, and combining those two things, it was a little too much for him to handle. So he reached out to the higher ups of Gamefam, and what they did was cut him from full-time to half. So not only was he getting underpaid, but now it was even worse because they were paying him half of what he was originally getting paid for, which was already bad. And eventually he was terminated from the company when he'd already started working on the next update for the game. And now, as you can imagine, people weren't too happy about this. Their social medias were in flames, and Gamefam did respond to this. Which, what do you even call this? Their response kind of starts out with a little bit of flexing as they say, "We broke records and reached new heights of creativity." I mean, yeah, I guess broke records in the category of how much you underpay your workers. And as you can imagine, the outburst from this was insane. I mean, the tweet has more replies than the likes. And before this, Gamefam was actually a pretty normal company. Well, on the outside, they even used to post memes on their pages. I mean, I wouldn't call these good memes because like these are actually garbage, but you get the point. And ultimately, with all the backlash, a second person came out publicly and talked about their own experience with Gamefam. This just keeps getting worse. They explained that they were left with a team of artists and programmers that had no experience on Roblox. On top of that, they were giving unfair amount of workloads, and while trying to reach to the higher ups about this, they were locked out of their email, spoken rudely and aggressively to, and at the end of the day, they just decided to quit. And ever since then, multiple and more people have come out publicly to shame Gamefam and tell everyone how badly their experience working with them was. Like, how do you mess up with this many people? Oh my god. It's crazy that they've worked with this many people, but this many people have publicly come back to shame them and tell them how badly their company is. Gamefam is never coming back from this though, for being honest. Multiple YouTubers have reported and expressed their dissatisfaction about them. Multiple articles have been posted and they've even gotten involved with the law. So it's official when I say that there is no coming back from this. What Gamefam could do is release an actual apology stating that they're wrong, give the workers fired wrongly their due bonuses, and apologize to them personally as well. And even if this were to happen, Gamefam will always be remembered as the company that doesn't pay its workers. They have ruined their reputation to the ground, and YouTubers have made everyone know about this trend, and Gamefam will always be remembered as the company that does not pay its workers.